Well, good morning. As far as I know, this is the first live video that I'm doing in my mindfulness group, and I'm going to be doing this more often so that I can give you a lot more value and also add a more personal touch. I want to preface this by saying that if there's any background noise in my environment, which there can be with 5 dogs and 3 boys, we're just going to keep going. Because as we try to be mindful throughout our lives, life happens. We're not going to have this utopian environment in which we get to practice being present. So we're just going to go with it, okay? What I'm going to be explaining to you at this moment is the first instruction that I was given when I began my practice in mindfulness over 20 years ago. I learned this from the late Zen master, Richard Langlois Roshi. His Dharma name, which is in Christianity is similar to your baptismal name, was Kongo, so we called him Kongo Roshi. And he introduced mindfulness meditation to me by a simple technique which anybody can use. Because I'm sure you've heard these excuses, and maybe you've used a few of them yourself. I'm too busy, I don't have time for meditation, there's too much to do, or I can't quiet my mind long enough, I just have too many thoughts running in. Those are all the more reasons why mindfulness is useful to you. And the approach I'm going to show you right now is very simple. For some of you that are much more advanced with meditation, sometimes it's good to go back to the basics every now and then, to just kind of reconnect and see where your mind might be a little bit more restless than you realize. So this technique is pretty straightforward, and I'm going to do it with you. It's a simple counting of the breath. And the way it works is, first, you get yourself in a comfortable posture, an alert posture. You don't want to slump because you want to allow your belly to fill with air. If you can avoid laying down, do so, because the tendency then is to want to relax. And this kind of breathing is not relaxation breathing. It's to be done with an alert mind, a very aware and focused mind, hence mindfulness, okay? So we're going to begin simply. When your posture is erect, your head is stable over your shoulders, and you're just going to take one natural breath in. Inhale, exhale. Now you're not forcing it, because as you know, breathing is automatic. It happens without your effort. So we want to begin by letting go of the control of our breath and just let it happen. Now this time, when we breathe and exhale, at the end of the exhalation, we're going to count 1. Ready? Breath in, out. 1. Now we're going to do that again and count 2. And let's go all the way up to 10, shall we? Begin. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Now that's just the first round. You may notice that you find your attention drifting off to sounds in your environment, to thoughts that pop into your head, but you can always bring your attention back to the count. So if you're on 5 and you think, oh, I have to remember to take this with to the office. Okay, back to the breath. 6. Counting the breath does many wonderful things. It gives you something concrete to start with, because as we know, the beginner's mind likes very formulary things, very structured things. It's very difficult to jump right into letting go. I mean, if you try and do that, that's one of the things that seems so unattainable by people who are beginning mindfulness. So we start with something more structured. It also lets you know when are you being present and when are you drifting. because you're either counting or you're paying attention to something else. So this is very, very useful on so many levels, and as you practice this, you'll discover more and more just how valuable it is. Now, after you count to 10 the first time, feel free to start over. You can do this series of 10 for a few minutes to get started, 5 minutes, half an hour, however long you want to commit to it. And to avoid tempting yourself from looking at a clock, you can set yourself a timer and let the timer let you know when it's time to finish up, take your last breath, and bring your awareness back to the moment and whatever else you're doing. And you can count to 10 throughout the day, watching your breath. You can do it before you leave, you can do it at lunch, you can do it before dinner, whenever you want to. And as you practice this, you're going to find yourself finding it easier to achieve that state of present-mindedness and calmness and focus. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. Within my coaching program, I have many, many lessons around more advanced meditation and mindfulness, but this is a wonderful place to begin. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Feel free to ask me any questions you have about this. I'm here to help. And if you're not already at my website, feel free to visit there. It's brianraymondking.com. You'll find a subscription link for my newsletter, and you'll also find that there are many other articles and things there at your disposal. So enjoy this practice, and I wish you much success with it.